In fact, it's important to hold a conference on water because most of the time the public doesn't really understand the challenge we have to meet in the water sector. So the more we communicate, the more we explain, the better it is. And the opportunity to have this conference in the water fair is also very important because things are not only about technologies, but about delivering the proper services to the population, and also to agriculture sector and to industrial sector. So a lot of needs are on the shoulder of the water utilities.
Wow.
Main challenges in Europe are quite numerous. The first one is probably the affordability of water services. We know that a lot of people have some difficulties sometimes to pay the water bill, though even if we have an increasing pressure on the water quality, on the water resources and the delivery of services, we need to keep the level of service, the price level quite low to be affordable. When it comes to EurEau, we are trying to meet, of course, the affordability aspect, and for that we are considering two important aspects, which are the micropollutants in the water cycle, and for that we are trying to engage discussion with at the European level to try to build an extended producer responsibility mechanism so that the producers of pollutions will be responsible for the pollution at the end of the process and in the water cycle. That's very important, and also what we try to engage when we talk about circular economy, we try to engage also the all stakeholders to build a real sustainable business model, because we cannot invest for nothing. If we invest to recover phosphorus or to recycle water, treated wastewater, we need to be paid for that. We need to get money to finance the infrastructure, because if we don't get money for these new services, we have to increase the water bill. It's important to highlight probably two important aspects. The first one is the collaboration we have engaged with the agriculture sector, because we know that for decades now, the most important pollution of our groundwater resources are nitrate and pesticides. And in a number of our member states, we are engaged in discussion with the agriculture sector, and we are able to decrease this level of contamination of water resources. So this is a kind of management that we really want to highlight and promote. And the second one is also the collaboration with the industry. We have a lot of very good results by collaboration with industry to reduce the pollution at source. So this is something we will try to continue and at a larger scale. Of course, I would say the weather. The weather is responsible for decision that has been made in Spain for a long time, especially to recover and to recycle the treated wastewater for many aspects, many uses, especially for agriculture, but not only, also for recharge our aquifer or for any other purposes. And this is something that we only engage recently at the European level. It was asked by a survey within Europe in 1998, and it's only now, 20 years after that, we are close to have a regulation for the reuse of treated wastewater. So Spain was really in advance compared to the rest of a number of European countries. But now there is a need for almost all countries because of the climate change. This summer, even the Nordic countries have been suffering of very important drought, with consequences on the yield by sometimes 70% of decreasing of the yield. So now the other countries are just joining Spain to have the same kind of weather.